Dreadlock Rasta.
Yo, what's happening? Is that guy? Knotlocks, not nation. Yaman. Looking today about indigenous locks. Right off the bat, I want to say big shout out to Matthew Guess, who is the first of the Not Nation members only subscriptions. You can find this link on the channel under the join section, where it only costs $5 a month to be a part of the supportive side of Not Nation, keeping the dream alive. And when you do subscribe within the channel membership, you get a it says weekly shout out, but it's probably going to be a monthly shout out on the channel, shouting out all the members of the channel for that month. And you also get loyalty badges and custom emojis for the chat, and as well you just get to be a little bit closer. You get a subscription from me as well, and you get to just be that much closer to the community and the creator in the community. Matthew Guest here did message me last month regarding indigenous locks. So just reading the message offhand here, he says, "Hey brother, I'm half Ojibway Blackfoot native, and my tribe does dreads as a tradition. They symbolize the mind, body, and spirit coming together, and when you get them done, the person who does them is supposed to think positive thoughts to encapsulate the positive energy." This makes so much sense. Why would you have somebody thinking negative thoughts while they're creating the dreadlocks? Because we do hear stories about dreadlocks retaining energy and past traumas, hence why we see some people trim their locks after they go through a big life change. He continues, "As you can see, I'm a light-skinned native, and I struggled a little hearing some people thought it was cultural appropriation, even though my tribe has done it forever. Fortunately, I found your channel giving your position and many others that convinced me that no one can ultimately claim this practice. Not to mention my native community supported and encouraged this traditional way." So being half Ojibway, half Blackfoot, half white, essentially, and his shirt is crazy with Trump blowing his brains out. His locks looking super dope, very wispy on the tips. I love the stitch work, I would call it, or the thread work to make this dread look all wrapped up like that. Rocking the headband, like, you actually suit the locks pretty well, and he's got them in a high top with a braid out, and they're lengthy and they're long. Like, it's crazy. Like, cultural appropriation, it exists in people's minds, but in the external world, again, everybody that has hair would have grown dreads once in their life, meaning every culture that has hair would have had dreadlocks a part of that, simply by just not brushing. So there really isn't a claim to fame which culture really took grasp of dreadlocks first, because as long as there's been human beings on earth in existence, it's been dreadlocks in existence far beyond any religion or culture was ever existed. And that's just the truth of it. So I'm very happy to hear that Matthew here has his own community that supports his choice, and it's unfortunate that other people are telling him that he's appropriating the culture, even though he is native himself. And it just kind of shows the ignorance of people that will just judge and assume before really knowing the facts of somebody's bloodline. And with culture appropriation, like, I've been there, being half black, half white myself. I've had black people tell me that I'm not black enough. I've had white people tell me I'm not white enough. You're kind of stuck in the middle of this limbo. And this is where I landed, realizing that this is where I reside. And I have to just be accepting of myself and my own choices and thicken my skin to make sure that nobody's assumptions or opinions affects my decisions and affects my emotions and feelings in that time frame. So I really appreciate the message that you sent me, Matthew. I super appreciate you being the first to the Not Nation membership, and there's a lot more room for us all to grow here, and there's always more acceptance to be attained from people, and we do that simply by standing our grounds, continuing to grow our locks, and standing up for what's right, and believing in what we believe, and standing up for that. And that's really what it comes down to. And I don't really have any much more to say on the topic, but I want to open this video up to discussion about cultural appropriation. Leave some comments down below if you've ever been a victim of this appropriation, where people will blame you or pin things on you where it's not necessarily true. I want to hear your stories. So yeah, leave those comments down below. I'm gonna end this video here. Big shout outs again to Matthew, and big shout outs to the Objibway family out there who are traditionally locking their hair the way they've always done, and all the other cultures out there that also include dreadlocks in their day-to-day lives. I'm gonna sign off. This is Knot Nation. I'm out of here. Peace out, one love, stay happy and natty, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gone. Adios.
Dreadlock